What's up, Tallahassee? Welcome to FSU Weather's Monday edition. Here we are at Joe Campbell Stadium looking beautifully in the background. That sun's shining. It's actually really bright right now. It's been cloudy all day. If you've been outside, you definitely got caught in the rain. But right now, those clouds are still just filtering in. That sun's trying to peek out, though. Right now it is. As for later, though, not looking too good for our area. We have a frontal system that's heading our way, bringing a lot of rain just to the Big Bend region in general. We're going to look at that tonight as we go further into the show. Tonight we're looking at 72. It's going to be partly cloudy. Like I said, those clouds are going to stick around. We're going to have a little bit of a breeze, 6 miles per hour. Nothing too bad, but you'll probably be able to feel it if you're out there. Tomorrow, temperatures are going to stick around the same, 75 and cloudy once again. Once again, we got that rainy start to the week. We got cooler weather on the way, maybe. And why is Florida so rainy? All that and more tonight on FSU Weather.
Good afternoon, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Allie McCord, and here's a look at our local weather right now in Tallahassee. Currently, it is 79 degrees here in Tallahassee. This is our view over Joe Campbell. You really can't see it anymore, but the sun's barely peeking through right now. Here's a look at our radar for our area. Here is a lot of showers moving up from that frontal system Jesse just mentioned. A lot of convection occurring down in the Gulf. We have a lot of showers over near Pensacola and the western part of Florida. Looking at our temperatures for Tallahassee area. 79 right now in Tallahassee, 81 down in Appalachia, and a notable 85 in Perry. We have extremely high dew points for this area right now, creating really muggy temperatures, or really muggy conditions, very humid, not that something we really like to see. We have a lot of wind speeds coming up from the Gulf, that sea breeze. You can see it here in St. Mark's pointing up toward the north, same thing in Appalachia. No wind here in Tallahassee right now, but a notable 15 over in Donaldson. Looking at our planner for tomorrow, the day ahead, we have cloudy conditions tomorrow morning, and then we're going to see a lot of that rain we saw earlier on the radar coming through tomorrow evening. So expect showers on your way to class around 12 to 3. Get ready for or bring your umbrella to class. We have going to reach into the 80s tomorrow afternoon. Ooh. Okay, looking at our week ahead, we have lots of rain for this week. Thunderstorms tomorrow and the rest until Friday, so a very drizzly week. Not much we can do about that, but we do see we have a lot of our temperatures reaching into the 80s. Lows across the 70s throughout the rest of our week. Might get a really pretty Saturday afternoon and Sunday. Cooler temperatures may be coming in on Sunday with the passing of this frontal system we are seeing. Nothing really noticeable, but nothing that we're really going to make a difference for, or we can make a difference for. We have a chance for sun next Monday also, but most of the rain we see are going to be, or is going to be early this week. I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Melissa to give us a look at our southeast forecast.
Thanks, Alien. Hopefully a lot of the areas will begin to see some cooler temperatures, because as of right now, those temperatures are not too enjoyable. 79 in Tallahassee, 86 in Tampa, 80s up further north as well. So really not seeing the greatest conditions that we'd want to see for this time of year. Most of us are getting really excited to have those cooler temperatures that we want to see in fall. And our dew points are not helping us out much. 76 in Tallahassee, in the 60s for much of the north, and 70 down in Miami. So once again, not the best conditions. We're having some really muggy and warm conditions, but hopefully that front will help drop those dew points and give us a bit better conditions to look forward to. Our winds, you can see a little bit of a wind coming through in parts of Florida. Some of that may be associated with that front coming through, as the front does tend to increase wind speeds in front of it and behind it. The satellite radar, you see that rain associated with that weak front that's coming through. And with it, with all this rainfall, we do have flash flood warnings and watches right now. Much of it is a flash flood watch, but there are a few counties in Georgia and Alabama that are under a flash flood warning. So make sure you're paying attention and you know what warning you are under. If you see an area that's flooded, do not try to go through it. You can't tell exactly how deep that flooding is, and you don't want to be getting stuck in the middle of the flooding. So always turn around, don't drown, don't put yourself in a potentially dangerous situation. As for our upper level water vapor, again, that front is pulling a lot of moisture up in front of it, but behind it, drier air is following. So hopefully we'll start seeing those dew points start to drop as that front finishes making its way through. Our storm outlook for today, there is a risk for thunderstorms, but nothing too out of the normal. As for tomorrow, parts of Mississippi and Alabama are looking at a marginal risk for severe weather. That includes tornadoes, strong winds, and hail that could possibly impact the area. And for day 3, once again dropping back down to just a thunderstorm area. So nothing overly concerning to look out for over the next 3 days. Just make sure you're keeping an eye on the radar to make sure nothing changes between now and then. As for our city spotlight, Little Rock, Arizona is a lot cooler than we are right now. 65 degrees and cool and sunny. So having a lot better conditions than us. We've been super hot and super cloudy and rainy for today. For tonight's forecast, 69 in Montgomery, 70 in Tallahassee, 74 in Tampa. So we are seeing slightly cooler temperatures than we've seen. That's associated with that front coming through. As for tomorrow, 78 in Tallahassee, 90 in Tampa. Some cooler temperatures up north with 81 and 78. So definitely looking at cooler temperatures coming in behind that front. But hopefully we'll start seeing those fall temperatures soon, because I know I'm looking forward to it. But now we're going to take it over to our lifestyle forecast, see what's going on right now in Tallahassee.
Thank you, Melissa. Yes, I'm also looking forward to those cooler temperatures. Here is a look at our area cams for Tallahassee area, also St. George and Lake Bradford, which is the res. Real cloudy in Panama City, really cloudy everywhere in our area. Looking for the airport delays right now, or for Tallahassee. No delays here in Tallahassee, just sunny sky, or partially sunny skies, great for flying. Looking to our Monday night football forecast, 72 in Los Angeles for the Raiders versus the Chargers. I'm pretty hyped about it. I'm a big Jalen Ramsey fan, and he is the best defensive. Nope, I can't think right now for proud Florida State alum, Jalen Ramsey. Looking at our dog walk forecast, you can see Josh's dogs, Emily and Flower. We have a good conditions tomorrow morning, probably not tomorrow afternoon, to take your dog out in the 70s, and then peaking at 78 or 79 tomorrow afternoon. So probably go early in the morning, probably better time. Home volleyball game for the Lady Seminoles this Wednesday. We are playing Miami, so boo you. 79 degrees or 75 degrees Wednesday night with thunderstorms possible that are on Wednesday. Looking at game day for Florida State, maybe we can move this 1-game win streak to 2. Hopefully, possible showers Saturday night in Chapel Hill, and a cool 75 degrees. Looking at our weekend res forecast, sunny and cool near at Lake Bradford. Probably good conditions to go paddleboarding, anything close to that, anything that you like to enjoy. Probably the best day is Saturday. School week planner ahead. We have a very rainy week ahead of us. Temperatures in the 80s, lows in the 70s. We have definitely bring your umbrella to class tomorrow and the week ahead. There's very high chance of rain. You don't want to get caught in it. I'm going to also pass things over to Jessie for the tropics so she can give us and tell us what's going down in the Atlantic.
Thank you, Allian. Yeah, so if you guys have been keeping up with FSU weather, or if you're just interested in maybe keeping up with tropics, you guys may have noticed that Hurricane Sam has been around for quite a while. We've been covering him here on FSU weather. It was a Category 4 just earlier this weekend, and now we're looking at Sam has downgraded to a Category 1 now. We've also knocked off Teresa and Victor recently. There's only one name left on the list. So the NHC has a new list that has come out. You can actually look it up if you want. We'll be implementing that here soon as Wanda gets knocked off as well. So definitely stay tuned as we move forward into this new hurricane list. Here's Sam on satellite. It's extremely speedy as it continues to move up into the northeast, just skirting the eastern portion of Canada. So it's looking pretty good for them. They are feeling a little bit of those effects, maybe some clouds and some rain, but thankfully all of the wind and the heavy rain is staying offshore. Another thing we can see on our IR satellite is the remnants of Victor. Poor Victor. He is no longer with us as he kind of just dissipates out into the Atlantic. Thankfully, we haven't seen any negative effects from him. He was a fish storm, so just kind of floated around out there. And like I said, he is no longer here, so no more Victor. As Hurricane Sam continues to make its way northeast, it looks kind of like a question mark here. So who knows where he's going to go. But as for right now, he's a Category 1, 90-mile-per-hour wind speed, so he is still churning along as he moves right on up. And looking forward into his track, Wednesday at 3 p.m., he's going to be downgraded. So hurricane speeds are at 74 miles per hour. Those are the wind speeds. And there it looks like it's going to be 60. So he should be downgrading sometime tomorrow into just a tropical storm. And then eventually, he's going to dissipate as well. Now, as for what's coming next, there's only one area that we're looking at right now off the coast of the Bahamas, pretty far off the coast of Florida as well. We're not seeing any effects even as far south as Miami and the Keys. Not seeing any effects from this just massive blob of rain. It has a very low chance of forming over the next few days, so we're not expecting to see anything happen from this as well. Not going to become Wanda. Rainfall forecast, however, in Cuba and the Bahamas, they could be seeing a little bit more increased rainfall than usual, although really we're looking at nothing more than 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches at most for a lot of the islands. So once again, nothing that these tropical islands can't handle. But I'm going to go ahead and pass things actually over to the desk where we're going to talk about why Florida is so rainy.
That's right. We're known as the Sunshine State, but it seems to rain more than it ever is sunny. So we're going to talk about exactly why that happens. Most of the torrential rainfall in Florida is a result of low pressure systems moving over or near Florida. So low pressure systems are associated with an upward rising motion of air, and that rising motion of air is what gives rise to storm systems, which we'll have a graphic here just in a sec for you to look at. That rising motion creates clouds and storms, and there's a nice image for you. See that warm, moist air rises from the surface. The air cools when it gets to the upper atmosphere. The water condenses, forming clouds, and at a certain height, it forms those clouds that eventually give rise to rainfall. So some of these low pressure systems include tropical storms as hurricanes, as we just talked about, that thankfully we haven't had too many issues with this year. Sea breezes, which is due to differences in heat between the land and the water during the summertime, which also causes that low pressure rising motion of the air, leading to those torrential downpours that we see as afternoon storms in the summertime. And also mid-latitude jets in the winter months, which many of you see as cold fronts, which unfortunately they don't quite make it all the way to the south of Florida most of the time. I know a lot of us look forward to that, but unfortunately they don't quite make it down to South Florida, but when they do, they bring a lot of rainfall with them. And that's because they're drawing water vapor from the Gulf of Mexico and then leading to that storm development and torrential rainfall, which is why today we have had so much rain coming through. And that just continues as those systems move. So whenever we have a high pressure system, there's no rain. But whenever we have a low pressure system that comes near, that rainfall greatly increases. And that's when we see our torrential rainfalls and increased rainfall amounts. And that's where we fail to see our Sunshine State that we love so much. So as for the rain, it's been a really rainy day today. And we're going to be taking a closer look at what's going on in Tallahassee and what to expect for the next week. Is this rain going to continue, Jesse?
Oh yeah, it's not looking super good for our area. If you guys were watching earlier, you probably saw the sun was shining. Now, covered by clouds, just like we said. We're looking at a cloudy evening ahead of us. 79 currently here in Tallahassee. We have really calm winds right now. Like I said, that sun's going to try to peek out behind the clouds before it sets here in about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe close to an hour. But it's not looking very good for the region in terms of, like Melissa was saying, the Sunshine State. We got those clouds hanging around. Here's our satellite and radar. Just like they were saying earlier as well, we see a lot of flash flood watches in the majority of the state of Alabama. And then here in Tallahassee, we're not seeing those quite yet. It's looking like we're going to stay mostly dry. Lots of clouds and a lot of spotted showers, though, as well, all over the Big Bend region and increasing further to the north of us. In Georgia as well, some flash flood warnings. So if you're in that area, just be weather aware and make sure you're being careful if you have any plans tonight. In this upper level water vapor map, you can see all the moisture across the majority of the southeastern region, especially here in Tallahassee. Once again, you can see all that moisture in the air. It's keeping us muggy. giving us those higher rain chances. But just to the west of us, we're going to see a little bit more dry air coming our way. That's associated with that frontal system that's heading towards us. Once again, here in Tallahassee, really calm winds. Looks like we got nothing out there right now. Further south, we are seeing some of that sea breeze that Melissa was talking about earlier. We got 5 miles per hour in St. Mark's. Looking down in Apalachicola, we're seeing 8 miles per hour. And then further north, Donaldsonville, 15 miles per hour. So a little gusty up there if you're in the region, but a little bit further north in that area. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more of a breeze. Probably feels pretty nice up there. 79 currently here in Tallahassee. 77 in Thomasville. Looks like they're not seeing a lot of those clouds like we are here. But even if you just shift a little bit further to the west in Quincy, they're seeing a lot more clouds even than we are. We at least have that sun poking out. If you step outside, you might, if you're lucky, get to see the sun. Once again, those dew points, we have a lot of moisture in our air, which is just keeping us really muggy. It feels gross. If you were outside today, you felt it. You might have even got caught in that shower this afternoon. I know a lot of my friends and I did walking in between classes, so that was fun. Once again, looking into the week, you're going to want to keep that umbrella with you. Despite these warm temperatures, 83 here in Tallahassee for tomorrow, 78 in Thomasville, 87 in Valdosta, so a little bit warmer up there. Once again, here we go. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. is going to be cloudy. As you go throughout the day, rain chances are going to increase. You got class in the afternoon like I do. You're definitely going to keep your rain jacket, your umbrella, whatever you like to bring, maybe both just in case. You're going to want to keep those handy. Looking to the rest of the week, rain, rain, rain. You might as well just put it in your backpack at this point. I know I keep mine there. Hopefully, it's going to let up by Saturday, Sunday to give us a beautiful weekend. But, you know, only time will tell. Stick with us on FSU weather, and we'll be able to keep y'all updated and let you know. But I'm passing things off to Melissa for a look at the National.
That's right. We're seeing a lot of warm temperatures across much of the country right now. 82 in Salt Lake City, 77 in Albuquerque, 89 in San Antonio, and still back here in Tallahassee, 79 degrees as well. So those warm conditions aren't just in Florida, they are persisting throughout much of the country. Only a few places are cooler, like Seattle, 61 degrees, and Boston also at 60 degrees. But still seeing warm temperatures, not really those typical fall temperatures that we'd want to see for this time of year. Dew points, however, are only really bad over in the southeast. Over in the west, 32 in Salt Lake City, 23 in Denver, so seeing a lot drier conditions, and that's not so great for them, as we'll see in here in a minute. For our satellite radar, that rain is coming through with that front that is over the southeast and much of the northeast as well. But out west, dry conditions, not a lot of rainfall due to a high pressure system that is dominating the area right now. And as we said, low pressure systems are the ones that bring rain. So high pressure is keeping that rainfall out of the area right now, which isn't helping them out too much. Again, there's that drier air, that upper level water vapor, showing all that moisture over here by the front, and that dry air persisting over the central U.S., not making for the greatest conditions right now. You see those warnings, especially down here with the front. Again, there is flash flood warnings and flash flood watches to look out for. If you are being heavily impacted by these rainfall areas, you need to make sure you're staying aware. It's not a good idea to be messing around with potential floodwaters. You can't exactly tell how deep it is until you're in it. For all you know, you could drive into it and your car could disappear. So if you see flooding, make sure you turn around, don't drown. Just keep you and your family safe. As for the north, you see that continuing cold front coming through, also bringing rain into Boston, New York area, up even towards Buffalo and into the Great Lakes states as well. And over to the west, yet another frontal system looks like it could be coming through, also bringing rainfall into Seattle and Portland, and that could be making its way across the country over the next few weeks. As for the down south, see again, much of the central U.S. is experiencing those dry conditions, and out towards the west coast, there is a few showers that are making their way through. But they really need that rainfall right now. That drought monitor, you can see extreme and exceptionally dry conditions persisting over much of the west, which is not good for them. Make sure if you are in any areas that could easily catch fire, you're not putting out any cigarette butts, because that's just going to lead to a terrible situation as we've seen in the past. Satellite radar down in the southeast. Again, that cold front is trying to make its way through, and that rainfall is going to persist for at least another day here in Tallahassee, hopefully moving out here pretty soon. As for our storm outlook, today thunderstorms possible. Looks like a small area in the northeast does have a marginal risk for severe weather. Again, that includes tornadoes, hail, strong winds. And for tomorrow, seeing thunderstorm areas persisting with marginal risks down in Mississippi and Louisiana, and also out west in some of those states as well. And for day 3, back down to just thunderstorms, not looking at anything overly concerning, so should be pretty nice next 3 days. Tonight's forecast, cooler temperatures looking at 50s at night, 60s down to the southeast, and tomorrow looking at warming back up again, back into the 80s, and 78 here in Tallahassee. But now we're going to take a closer look at Florida to see just how humid it is compared to the west right now.
Thank you, Melissa. Yes, Florida is looking hot. As you can see here in Florida, we got temperatures across the 80s everywhere. Close to the 80s up north, but still pretty high. We have a notable 89 right here in Fort Myers, 84 in Key West, 79 in Tallahassee, and 79 in Pensacola. Looking at our satellite imagery for Florida, we do see a lot of this rain coming up from the Gulf over Pensacola, affecting most of West Florida. And then we have some pocket showers occurring over Central Florida near Gainesville, Ocala area. And then some more minimal showers down near the Everglades and Miami, but nothing too serious, most of it happening up here in Pensacola. Here's a satellite image of Miami. Like I said, a lot of these pop-up showers just really occurring over the Everglades and not really affecting any of the major cities in this area. Right now it is 88 it's going to be 88 tomorrow in Miami. It's going to be 88 across the week. Not really looking at any showers occurring, nothing that's going to affect anybody, just mostly sunny skies and great conditions for this area, which is normal for this time of year. Oh, I hopped over to Orlando. 90 in Orlando right now. It's also 90 in Tampa too, but 90s in Orlando. Great time to go to Disney, I would think. Just the normal temperatures you would experience this time of year. No really pop-up showers, nothing really going on in Central Florida. Looking over our Central Florida satellite, just the pop-up showers I was mentioning that did give the little bit of partially cloudy we did see on the next couple day forecast. Nothing too serious, nothing that's going to give us a threat that we should be expecting or preparing for, just showers over this area. Looking up at northeast Florida and Jacksonville, we have the same showers occurring, some showers going on in the nasty area of Gainesville. I hope my sister's safe. She's there right now, but nothing too terrible. We do have a lot of clouds coming over also. Just standard pop-up showers, nothing we are really worried about. Looking at our temperatures for Jacksonville in the next couple of days, 86 in Jacksonville tomorrow. We do have a chance of rain this week in Jacksonville, and it looks like it's going to clear up near the end of the week. Nothing really serious, just the chance of rain that we usually see this time in Florida, or around this time of the year. Oh, looking at Pensacola, it's also in the 80s in Pensacola also. This is actually what I wanted to talk about the most, was all this convergence in the Gulf from this frontal passage, bringing a lot of this Gulf moisture in, creating all these showers over I-10 and the rest of the Panhandle. We are going to see a very rainy week in Florida this week, or in the Panhandle, Big Bend region. So this is where a lot of this rain is going to be coming from that we will experience tomorrow and Wednesday and the rest of this week. Tonight, the lows in Florida are in the 70s, low 70s in North Florida, higher 70s in South Florida, notable 80 down in Key West. And then tomorrow's forecast, we have in the 90s across South Florida, and then the high 70s in North Florida. But I'm going to pass things off to Melissa for our local forecast in the Big Bend.
Thanks, Eliane. We're definitely looking at those still continuing warm temperatures, cooling off slightly. See over Doak Campbell Stadium, that cloud cover is persisting continuously. We had those showers come through earlier this afternoon, and it doesn't look like those clouds are going to clear up anytime soon, unfortunately. Currently 79 degrees and mostly cloudy. As we just talked about, still warm temperatures, hopefully dropping a little bit with this cold front coming through. Satellite radar shows those storms that have continued to make their way through Tallahassee earlier today, and that cloud cover continuing into our current time. So make sure you're looking out for those showers. If you're planning on going out tonight, you may want to bring an umbrella or a rain jacket just in case. Our beloved water vapor, you see it's starting to dry out a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit drier water vapor coming through. That water vapor starting to move out with that front and hopefully dropping our dew points to make things a little more comfortable. As for our rainfall, you can see that storm is going to continue to move towards us. We're going to continue to get a bit more rain over the next few days from this frontal system, but hopefully it'll dry out afterwards. It should be a bit better. Our wind speeds, Tallahassee's currently seeing no wind at all, and that's because that front is finally starting to make its way through. We're going to start seeing decreased wind speeds, maybe a little bit of a breeze coming through after that front. Our temperatures, 79 in Tallahassee, 83 in Perry, and 81 in Apalachicola. So once again, still seeing warm temperatures today, and dew points not helping us out at all. I know I walked outside and my hair just frizzed right out. 76 in Tallahassee, 67 in Perry, and 73 in Apalachicola. So not the most enjoyable conditions. As for our heat index, 83 in Tallahassee, not much better than we'd expect. For our day planner, day ahead, 72 at 9 a.m., 80s at 12 and 3 p.m. So once again, another really warm day for us here in Tallahassee. And as for the week ahead, continuing rainfall. Look at that, 80% on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday, dropping down, and then finally looking like we're going to have a sunny and nice weekend to enjoy some time of things outside. Fortunately, there's no game this weekend, but I'm sure you can figure out something to do. Highs in the 80s as well, and 70s and high 60s for our lows. Now we're going to take things over to our closing desk with Allie-Ann and Jesse.
Oh yeah, guys, look, I have some kind of bad news for you. I know we have that frontal system coming through, but our temperatures don't really get any lower.
This is a very weak frontal system that we're seeing right now. Even though it technically couldn't be classified as a front, it still is by the National Weather Service.
Yeah, so unfortunately we keep saying, oh goodness, there's a cold front coming.
There's a cold front, but no lower temperatures, sadly, for our area.
No. I mean, hey, we're not seeing those summer temperatures with heat index up in like the 90, 100. I mean,
yes, very thankful for
we're
those.
going to be in the mid to high 80s throughout the week, and that rain is going to stick around though, like we keep saying. So keep your umbrella on you all week. I'm not kidding. I know so many people who forgot those today, and they regretted it.
I was one of those people, sadly.
No, are you serious?
No, I didn't.
Allie-Ann always has her rain jacket on her. Don't let her fool you. She always has it on her. But don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, guys. Twitter.com/FSU Weather.
Give us a like on Facebook, too, even though...
if it comes back up.
Well, you can try later. Also, live stream us on YouTube every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, too. Once again, if that pops back up, hopefully we'll post later this week. I don't know.
With updates?
Somebody call Mark Zuckerberg or something, whoever's in charge of Facebook, so we can get that fixed. So we can post for you guys, and you guys can see us more.
Yeah, Twitter's not as fun as Facebook or Instagram. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to hop on Twitter later this week. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hop back in tomorrow for Tuesday's show, 6 p.m. But for now, I'm student meteorologist Jessica Kirk.
I'm student meteorologist Allie-Ann McCord.
Have a great night, Tallahassee.